Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Waste Not Wednesday. If you're seeing the little live button up the top there, that means you're watching me live. If you don't forget to comment hashtag replay and let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, so I don't have last week's, usually I do like a little bit of a recap of what we did last week for Waste Not Wednesday, but unfortunately I've taken it to the shop, so I can't show you, but we went ahead and made over a Home Sweet Home sign using an IOD paint inlay. But if you would like to go and watch that, I've popped the link over on YouTube. Just comment boo, and it'll take you over to YouTube, and you can watch the replay over there. But for today, I've got a whole stack of bits and bobs that have been sitting on my craft table for a bit, and I thought we could have some fun making them over. I've got some thrifted books. I don't know how far we'll get today. I've in my head, we're going to do all the things. We're going to do all the things. So I've got some thrifted books, and of course, the theme today is Halloween because we've got our spooktacular market coming up in the Emporium on Saturday between 9 and 2 if you're local and you're about. So it's the last little rush about to make some bits and pieces for the weekend. So we've got some thrifted books. These were all around about the $2 to $3 mark from from various places. I didn't pick these up. My handy little thrifter, Yvette from Adorable Reese, while I was sick, she found all these goodies, these stack of books for me. So we're going to use those. They're all nice and, Halloweeny colours, yellow and old and yummy like we love. I've got this little plastic cauldron. Going to see what we can do with that. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? Good morning, Margaret. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you're both well and staying out of trouble or getting into lots of trouble, whichever way. Okay, I have these, oh no, that's just got all my bits in it. I've got this giant soup cup. I thought we could have fun making a little vignette in there. And I've just got some various bits and pieces. I've got some bottle brushes. I've got this little clip art, it's a little vintage witch. Here's a little cutie patootie. I also do have a couple of printables out of the Bits and Bobs Creative Circle. So I thought we could, they're just sitting here and I don't want them to go to waste. They're just little bingo cards that we used for a project this month. I think I did share it on my page. It was like a little grater, which was fun. So I've got all sorts of odds and ends, and I've also got this little gloss. You might see behind me, there's 3 of them in total, but for today we'll just work on one. These are little, have you guys seen anything like this before? They're little egg cups. They were made in Japan. They've got, I don't know if you can see the stamp on the back there. So they're from Japan. Yes, a white book would make a candy cane. That's a great idea, Margaret. I love it. And I've just found a gloss that fits perfectly on it. And I thought we could put something in there and just see how that turns out. So there's a lot to get through today, so I should stop talking and get on with it. Good morning, Amanda. How are you this morning? Thank you for tuning in. So let's start off. Let's go with the bigger project first, which I think, let's start off with the stack of books. So I haven't done anything to these because, they're not terribly grubby or anything. They're just aged and delicious. Like you can see the book pages. They've been around for a while. And yeah, they're just the perfect colors for Halloween. And I've got this little crow, which I thought would look cute sitting on top, and we're going to make a little vignette on top of that. So let's get started. Make sure that the books are up the right way first, because I like to obviously not attack the integrity of the back of the books, so that, if you do want to pull them apart and read them, you can. You love the bits, Margaret? I do too. There's lots. So we better get cracking. All right. So I thought, I've got this little doily. I thought what we could do is sort of line the books up and then sort of create a little bit of a vignette. I'm going to get rid of these. There's some little wire bits on the bottom of this crow. So what I'm going to do is just clip those off because we don't want those on there. Like so. And we'll sit him on top. But I think first of all, we're going to grubby up the doilies. So I've got 2 here because I may use 2, might use it in the other one. So I might as well do this all at once. I'm just going to do it very quickly with my coffee and a bit of water. I probably should have done this beforehand, and then we could get them all done. Good morning, Belinda. How are you? You're so jealous of these goodies. Aw. I'm sure you have some in your stash too, in yours too, Margaret. These I got from Amazon, the little crows. I'm pretty sure I got these from Amazon or Temu. It's either Amazon or Temu. These were Temu, and the bottle brushes were also Amazon. And I was gonna show these a little bit later. I don't know if you've seen, Kmart has obviously got out their Halloween. Look at these little minis. Look at these little minis. There's a pack of, hang on, I'll show you. Which bucket did I have it in? There's a little packet of spider webs, plastic spider webs. So cute. And then they've got little spiders, which we won't show Carla. The funniest thing happened yesterday, and I know she won't mind telling you this. She came to the shop yesterday, so there's little spiders, and she was dropping off some bits and pieces, and while she was waiting for me to arrive, because I wasn't running late, it's just she forgot that we open at 10. There's little pumpkins, little tiny pumpkins as well, and then there's like a little ghost. How cute is that? So they come in a pack of 4, and I can't remember, I think they were like $4 or something, but they're so cute, and they're perfect for these little these little things that we're making. So I nearly fell off my chair when I saw them. I was like, get in my cart. All right, yes, so to continue my story with poor Carla, and in the goodies that she bought, there must have been a friendly little spider. So she was beside herself, poor thing. And I wasn't laughing at her because I would have freaked out too, because, you know, I do not like spiders. I do not like spiders. I do not like snakes. And yes, so there was a little, and it was massive. It wasn't just like a tiny little spider. It was a big spider. Yes, she was a little rattled when I saw her. Poor thing. Oh dear. Nothing like a little fright first thing in the morning to get you going. All right, so I probably just added a little bit too much coffee to that one on the left, but that's all right. So I'm just kind of using my finger to get that in to the doilies. And then I will quickly dry those off. You could also, if you don't want them as grungy, you could just use tea or Parisian essence is also a really good thing, fun thing to dye your doilies and everything in. I used to do that a lot when I used to make all my Raggedy Ann dolls back in the day. Gosh, that seems so... It only seems like yesterday I was making rag dolls, which is hence where Raggedy Bits came from, because that's what I used to do. I used to make rag dolls and gingerbread men and all that sort of stuff back in the salt box, when we were painting salt boxes and everything. That's where Raggedy Bits came from. So anyway, a little bit of a fun backstory. Okay, so I'm just gonna massage that in properly, and then I'm going to dry these off. Had some fun this week in the house. One of we've got this like pipe that runs from the pump to the front of the house so that we can turn the hose on and things like that. It just decided to blow up. I had water everywhere. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, it's all been fixed now. The plumber's been and gone, so that's a good thing. But such a waste of water, and we're on tank water, so lucky it's just me here. All right. We'll quickly dry these off and then we'll get on to the next part of dressing up our little book stack. You can also dry these off in your microwave, just on low heat on a little bit of paper towel, but just keep an eye on them so you don't blow up your microwave. And I just got carried away. I completely forgot to set up the technical side of things. That was silly. So if you do want to watch last week's Waste Not Wednesday, they're still a bit damp. If you do want to watch, but don't do it yet until I fixed it up. I'm just not going to talk. Just stop talking. Just fix this up. I wish they would, the program that I use would just do it like what they do on Instagram, and you can just do it for future posts, but you can't do it for Facebook. So you've got to kind of stop what you're doing and update it so that if you comment boo, you can find the link to last week's Home Sweet Home tutorial. All right, I'm going to just keep drying these off for a bit. They're still a little bit too damp. I'll just put that one over to dry. Okay, I think we can get on with it. All right, so this is going to be back to front, but I will obviously hold this up for you. So what I think we might do first is work on attaching the books together. So you can glue them all together. Am I going to do that, or am I going to leave it so that if you wanted to pull them apart, you could? Let's just see what they're like if we start adding. I've just got some various ribbons. So, what's this? I call this one the window ribbon. I'm just going to tie this. See, if it's stable together, then I will not glue them together. But if it's not, if it slips around too much, then I'm going to take it apart and I will glue it. I think it'll hold it. That way we can... you can peel it off, and that's why I love using the glue gun, because it just comes off. You can just peel it off. Obviously, if you want it a little bit more permanent, you'd use something like E6000 or something like that. So I'm just going to glue the doily down so we can get our positioning happening. So that's what we're looking like so far. Just hold that up. And going to put our little crow there, and I'm going to add some bits and bobs and some more to the ribbon. So I've got some lace, which I'm not sure if I'll use, or I might grubby it up. We'll see how we go. I've got the usual suspects that I've used in pretty much every single Halloween display, a project that I've done so far. These were ribbons. These were ribbons from Kmart a couple of years ago. So they're just, there's a stripy one, a Happy Halloween. So I'll probably end up, I think I'm just going to do like a messy bow on top of this. So I'm going to tie this down into a knot, pull it as tight as I can. So that holds that. And then I'm just going to make a messy bow to go on top. I think that's my safest bet for the moment. Am I going to add lace? I don't think so. I think if I do add lace, it needs to be grungy. And I should have grungied that up just then. That's okay. We can do that. We've got time. All right, let me just work out that long. So I'm just going to cut various lengths, probably 2 of each, so that I can make up my messy bow. So have you guys been busy creating? Have you made anything fun recently? And also, again, I forgot to say hello to my YouTube family as well, who are enjoying the replays of the Waste Not Wednesdays, because as we know, Facebook has decided that, you know, they're going to get rid of videos, so I'm housing everything over there. So if you ever want to go back and watch a video, that's where you can find them. But just comment boo and it will take you to last week's Waste Not Wednesday as well. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, we definitely need to grubby this up as well. Sorry, girls. So we just need to, I should have done that all at once. Silly duffer. So it's just the same process as what I did with the doilies. I'm just gonna dampen that down and my coffee. Have you guys made a book stack before? Let me know. Whoops, that's a bit too much coffee. Let me know in the comments if you've made a book stack before with a little vignette on it, or you've just decorated it with a tag maybe, or something fun. Yeah, I just went way too heavy with the coffee on this one, but that's okay. Always makes a bit of a mess, but that's part of the fun. No, it actually doesn't look too bad. All right, quickly dry those off. I'm just gonna get a, nope, I'm not, because I can't see my, yes I am. Just gonna get a baby wipe and just wipe my hands off because the coffee makes your hands a bit sticky. You live vicariously through, oh, Michelle, that's so sweet. Oh, so you live in a granny flat with husband and 2 kids. Okay, I understand. I get that. But, you know, it's a, you know, that makes me so happy that I'm inspiring you. Even though you're not making anything, it just makes me happy that you're being inspired, and that's why I love what I do. Just quickly dry these off again, and then we'll get on with making our messy bow. Come back. This lace, for some reason, dries a lot quicker. I can always turn that over if it's a bit too grungy. All right, so let's build. Grubby. Let's build our messy bow. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. You're coming out on Saturday though? Oh, that's amazing. It would be so lovely to see you. That's awesome. That's exciting. Okay, so let's build our messy bow. Where's all my bits that I cut up? I've just blown them literally all over the table. So that was smart. What am I missing? Did I cut the trick or treat? No. Just chop up some more of that black ribbon. All right. Hopefully you guys can see okay. All right. So I'm going to start off with the lace at the back, and then I'm just going to layer up, bring a little bit of the orange in from the orange book, and then just layer that up. And then repeat. Actually, I might put the darker piece at the back of the messy bow. have the trick or treat as the last at the top. So that's what our messy bow is looking like, and I'm just going to squish it in the middle, grab some jute. So I hope you guys don't mind. I just thought I'd set Waste Not Wednesday for 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock in the morning, now that I've made the big decision that I'm going to open the Emporium from 10 a.m. Now that it's starting to get hot, just reduce the hours a little bit in the Emporium because it does get very hot in there through summer. I know we're only in spring, but I just thought for the safety of myself and also the crew, and also you guys when you come to visit, because it does get very hot. So, and it, you know, sort of by about 3-4 o'clock, it's just too hot. So, yeah. So I thought that just gives us a little bit more time on a Wednesday to catch up, which is nice. Okay, so I'm just tying that off. Oh gosh, I've got coffee everywhere. I might have to flip this. Just clip that at the back. And then I just like to kind of pull it apart. So that's what we're looking like. I'm just going to pull it apart and make it all fluffy and scrunchy uppy, if that's even a word. I love my, that was such a Samarism, a Sammyism, as my dad used to call them. I used to just make up words. Lucky he could speak Sammy and understand what I was saying. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to lay that on top of my bow that we've tied off. Obviously, we need to maybe trim the window one back a little bit. I think I'm happy with the size of the other one though, the one that we just made, except that the orange has just flipped itself around. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that on top. I may even add a little bit of foliage, as Margaret so kindly pointed out to me, because I couldn't think of a word to call this stuff. I think I was calling it blackery and it's just not the right word, so it's foliage. Did I miss someone's comments? Yes, that's exactly what Margaret said, Amanda. Like, I tend to find them, the majority of the books that I have found, like the old hardcover books, have just been while I've, obviously not these ones because Yvette found them for me, but I usually just find them while I'm out thrifting. I just go and have a look in the book section, and they just, you know, sometimes there's none and sometimes there's a ton. So I think it all just depends on, you know, when you are lucky enough to kind of be in there and if they have them in stock. All right, I'm going to hold that up. So we're looking grubby and we're looking look at the messy. Yes, and also thank you, Margaret. That's exactly right. And inside the Emporium, also too, now Yvette from Adorable Reese, who found these books, she is also supplying some books. So if you pop in, there might be some you can play around with as well. She's got a little library happening of all these beautiful old books. Okay, I'm going to stick my little crow on. Just going to go on, stick some glue on his feet. I'm going to have to employ you, Margaret, as my little PA. Because clearly my brain's not firing on all cylinders this morning, is it? Oh dear. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that in place for a little bit. Oh no, he lost one of his little feathers. Maybe I'll stick him back on later. Or actually, you can do it now. Just going to put a little bit of glue there on his butt and stick the feather back in. No one will know. All right, so now I'm going to just add some of, I'll just see what a little bit of this looks like. I've got really grungy things. I've got a couple of pip berries. Everything's all tangled up here. I've got some orange pip berries. I've got the coffee stained baby's breath. And I'm just going to play around. We could even stick some little pumpkins around his feet. Probably not the mini ones because they'll look a little bit silly. But I do have some larger pumpkins. Use your words. So that it's a little bit more scaled rather than trying to put these tiny weeny little pumpkins. It's not really going to work. Yes, I am busy inspiring you. Trying to inspire you and make a mess at the same time. All right, let me just have a look and see what this looks like underneath. Yes, I do like the black. I wonder if a little bit of, or will we just put the baby's breath? I'll put another one at the back here. It's all about the faffing and playing around. I think I prefer the black underneath the messy bow. It makes it sort of stand out a little bit more. I will hold this up in a minute. Do we need some more? Oh, there goes the pumpkin. Yeah, I think I'm going to put 2 of the foliage at the back of the bow, and then maybe around his feet. What do you think about these pumpkins? Should we go ahead with them? I think it's too bright. Like the brightness of that particular pumpkin is a little bit too bright. I do have a pick here that's got these scary jack-o'-lanterns on them. Maybe we might use those. Let me know what you guys think. What do we do? 2 of those. Or we take away the white one and we could put 2 little orange ones instead. That's exactly right, Amanda. The only way to, yes. Because you need everything. I'm one of those people, I need everything close to me so I can just grab it. Because if it's out of my mind, it's out of, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And then I forget that I've got it. And then I go back, I go, oh, I could have added that to whatever I'm making. I'm just going to stick some of this in here. I love these little vignettes. I love them. I also have, which I thought would be cute, around the little crow's neck. I did think about putting on like these little banners were inside the Bits and Bobs Creative Circle. They were part of the printables. But I thought that could look a little bit cute around his neck. Just to add a bit of something, something. But I do think I will have to mount these onto cardstock, which is completely out of my reach. In fact, I might be able to use the bottom of this. Nope. I will grab that in a minute. The 2 original orange pumpkins work. Orange pumpkins. Wax that one. Yes, do the pumpkins. All right, I will do the pumpkins. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to grab. Oh, gosh, this clot will just not leave me alone. I will just add, what did I just do with them here? I'm just going to add both of these to the cardstock because I've just printed these out on paper. And then I'm going to take my, put you out of the way. We're not going to use you for the moment. Did I take my foil? I did. No, I didn't. Because I'm at home, I'm using my foil out of the kitchen and I go to use it and then I forget that I've got to bring it back to the table. Oh my God. Good thing I haven't been cooking a lot lately. Okay. In the oven, that is. All right. So I'm just going to stick these onto the cardstock. Just to give it a bit of structure so that it won't sort of bend. And you know, we won't be able to see what they say, what the words say. I could have just simply printed these out on cardstock, but I didn't. And I don't like wasting things, so this is a good way to use things up. Okay. So I'll just cut these out. And then I'll show you what I mean. Just dry these off a bit. Gee, it was a warm one yesterday. I think we got up to, it was like 36 degrees inside the Emporium yesterday. It's crazy. So the warmer weather is definitely here, which is nice. It's nice. I don't like the cold weather. I mean, I do like the cold weather if I'm at home, but I do not like it when it's in the Emporium because it's cold. It's very, very cold. But anyway, it's nice to see spring is out, the flowers are out, everything's coming alive. Okay. So I've got these now mounted onto cardstock. I know this is going to be back to front, I'm sorry. I'm just going to cut like a little triangle in each to make it like a little banner. So it looks like that. Oop, and nearly did it the wrong end. I'm not sure if I'll put both on there yet, but we'll see how we go. So let's get the foliage into place and the pumpkins into place first, and then we can glue on the little banners. So sweet, so cute, so cute, so cute, so cute. I know I keep saying this, but I just love Halloween for the colours. Not just for the colours. The black and the orange and the white and the yellow. I just love, it just makes me, I don't know, it just makes me smile. I love the colours together. Okay, so that's all stuck in. Now, let's get our little pumpkins into place. And then I'm going to add maybe some of this on the side just to fill in the gap around his feet. I will hold this up in a jiffy. They're not sticking in the places that I want them to stick. Just put a little bit of glue between the pumpkins. Sorry you can't see me doing this because it's all back to front. Okay. Just going to grab my brush just to hold that down in the back there. And then I'm going to do the same at the back. So this is what we're looking like so far. Hold that a bit closer for you. How cute is he? What do you think, guys? Do I need to add something, take something away? Let me know. We definitely need something on the crow's neck. So if I can hold this up, this is what I'm proposing. And then I'll just put like a little, maybe just a jute bow around his neck to hold these into place, or glue them into place. What do you think? Yes, with the words around the crow's neck, or not? Sorry, I can't get my hands out of the way. Okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of espresso wax around the outside of them, just to grungy them up a little bit, while you guys let me know what you think about adding these. It's not going to make much of a difference, but it'll just deepen the words, especially, so they're not as bright white. I don't mind the words. Be interesting. Yes, yes. Yes, Amanda, definitely. You could totally swap this all out and find, like, even, you know, like when you go to the thrift shop and you see all those little Christmas figurines or little teddy bears and things like that, you could definitely swap the crow out for Chrissy stuff. It would look so cute. I'll definitely be making some. In fact, we'll probably make one for Waste Not Wednesday. We'll lock that in at some point. I mean, you could do this for any season, really. But I love making these vignettes. If I could just make them all day. This all started 2 years ago when I started making little vignettes like this, and I mean, I've done them on and off over the years, but just went full throttle last year, and I haven't looked back. I just love them. And they're good to use up all your little bits and pieces, not too much, in your craft stash and stuff like that, so it doesn't all go to waste. I just feel like I need something, I'm going to see what, like if I can get my jute untwisted, I'm just going to see what a bow looks like, but like a double bow sitting on top of that. I feel like the bow's just a bit flat because we've got the height here. It just needs to, I just need to bring that up a little bit. So I'm just gonna, I usually do this with my bow dabra, but I don't have that. That's in the Emporium, so I just have to use my, hope that I can do it this way with my thumb. It may work or it may not work. I'm sort of making like a layered bow of jute, if that makes sense. Just so I can fluff it up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what it's missing. Just going to go around once more, and then I'll tie this off. I'm probably going to have to use a bit more jute. Where's the end of my jute gone? So that's what I've just pinched that up in the center there, and I'm just going to tie that off. And try not to let it go. There could be an easier way of doing this, but anyway. And then I'm just going to tie that off at the back like I did with the messy bow. Okay. And then I'm just going to stick so it looks like that. A bow dabber is on your wish list? Yeah. No on the neck for you, Margaret. Oops. Sorry. I went against your wishes. Sorry. Just gonna pop that on. Yeah, that just gives it just a little bit. It's not sitting as flat. I will hold that up just in a minute. Yeah. Just get rid of the edgy bits. Okay. Now, do I have a piece of jute that we can tie around his neck? No. That's long enough. Or maybe I'll just tie, instead of going around all the way around his neck, I'll just tie a little bow. This is looking so cute. Make it a bit smaller. Are you guys a bow person? Because I definitely am. I stick bows on everything. I stick bows on absolutely everything. Okay. I think that's it. There we go, guys. How cute is that? So that's what the bow looks like from the end there. You probably could even get away with having him back to front if you wanted to, so you could have the pages exposed, but obviously then you're not going to see his cute little neck, what will we call that? Neck banners, I guess. So there's project number 1. So you can have lots of fun doing those. I'll just pop that over here. So cute. All right, let's do a quick and easy project. So we're going to take the little egg cup that's got this really nice little swirly pattern. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you're always the odd one out, Margaret. No, you're not. Okay, so what I thought would be fun for this little guy is I'm going to scrunch up just a little bit of a book page because I'm going to be poking things into I'm just going to tear this in half. Sorry if you're a book lover, but this book was falling apart, so I'm reusing it. And again, this is all glue gun, so it will obviously come back out. Like, you can pull it all out because you're gluing it onto ceramic. I'm just going to stick that in there. So we've got our little base and something to poke our bits and pieces into. So that's what that's looking like. Isn't it cute, Amanda? Isn't it cute? Again, this was in a vet find. She finds all the cool stuff, I tell you. And then this is off, like, it was like a board and it had 3 gouaches, but I'm going to be making something snowman-y out of that on Waste Not Wednesday when we start making Christmas stuff. And I just thought, that's perfect. It fits perfect. And everything looks so much better under a gouache. That's what I think. All right, so we've got a little black bottle brush tree. I'm going to put that, make sure that that actually fits in there. Yes. So I've taken off the base of that because I used it in another project. I think it was the sifter maybe, or it might have even been a project inside the Bits and Bobs Creative Circle. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you're new to my page, the Bits and Bobs Creative Circle is a weekly, so you basically receive a bundle of printables that I design, and every week we get together and we make fun projects like this. This was one of last month because it's the 1st of October. So we had a whole stack of these little bingo cards inside of them, including those little guys as well. And we just get together once a week and we craft and make things. And it's so lovely seeing everybody's different takes on what I make in their own way. So I was thinking, maybe the spider web's going to be a bit too big. I was thinking of something along the lines of like that, and then putting the gouache over the top. Oh no, why are you not fitting? I need to squish that down a bit more. Oh no, what have I done? You fit in there before. Oh, maybe because I had it over the lip of the egg cup. Whoops, now I've bent the tree. I just thought that would look so cute with the little ghosty sitting there. With the little, I wonder if I can, with the little spider web behind it. Maybe that's a bit too big. What do you guys think? You love the Bits and Bobs Creative Circle. Thank you, Amanda. I love having you in there. Do you think that spider web looks a bit too big? Let me know in the comments. I wonder if there's a way I can cut it. And then I was going to put like a little pumpkin next to the ghosty. And then that would sit in the gouache. Which is now not sitting. Why are you not sitting? We may just have to put, whoop, ghosty's back to front. Oh, the other option that we could do is the spider web with a spider on it. I think I like the ghost better. I think I do. I think I really do. And then I was going to bring in some of that orange with the little pumpkin head. All right, I'm going to just go for it. I'm just going to glue it in. And see how we go. But you can have a lot of, you change it out for seasons, pull it out, and again, if you wanted to put Christmas little miniatures in there, you could. have, that pumpkin is huge. Oops. These little guys, these I think are a little bit smaller. Maybe this guy. These ones I got off Temu. Oh, sorry. These ones I got off Temu. So I think I'm going to put this one in because I think that little guy's a little bit too big. Oh, so cute. I'm just going to take that off. I need to move the ghost over a little bit. And I did think, you know, if you wanted to also, you could grubby up your ghost. But because the egg cup is white, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. And then stick the little pumpkin in. And then I've managed to get glue gun everywhere, so we might be able to just use a little bit of where did I put my scales? Not my scales, these are not scales. These are pliers. Just to bring some of that orange into the other side. Where did I put it? Here. Maybe I might even just do 2. Sorry, I will. Oh, just pulled that off. Yeah, I'm not liking that because they stick out a little bit too hard. I'm going to take these actually off the greenery and just stick them on. This is where you burn your fingers. I'm just going to stick them on the little baby's breath heads on. This is where I need a pair of tweezers. Because they're going to stick to my fingers. Put it on the glue first. I mean, where I'm going to put it first. I'll put the glue on there first. That's better. And then it sticks. Just got this giant bit of glue sitting on the side of the egg cup. I'm going to pull that off. I don't want that there. Okay, I'm just going to fill in this little gap. I will hold this up in a minute. Sorry, guys. So cute. Oh, dear. So cute. So this is what we're looking like. How cute. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. You could also too, if you wanted to put like a little bit of wording at the back on the spider web. What have we got? Might even just use the ribbon that I've got. See what this looks like, the little trick or treat ribbon. And see if that looks cute. I'm just going to turn it into like a little banner, so like what I did with the crow. I read somewhere or saw somewhere that apparently putting Vaseline on the end of your glue gun stops you from getting all the stringy bits. I might have to try that because I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've got thousands of them. All right, I think I'm going to add that as well to the back. See you later, Michelle. I'll see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I will take photos of all of these and post them on my page when we're all done, when I'm finished. Has anyone tried that Vaseline trick? I may have to do a little bit of adjustment because I've put that book page in. My tree is now too tall and I can't squish it down, so I'm going to probably have to, I won't do it now, but this is just to give you the idea. I'm going to pull the tree out, and I've got smaller trees. I may have to put like a little bit of a smaller tree in instead, because I put the book page in, now the tree doesn't fit. But you get the idea of where I'm going with this, right? So I'll hold that up for you. So sorry about the ring light, but I will take a photo of it. How cute does that look underneath the cloche? So cute. So cute. So again, you could have so much fun playing around with them and putting Christmas things, like little bunny rabbits for Easter. Yeah, I'm going to definitely, or maybe I might be able to just squash it down a bit more. But anyway, I'm not going to waste time because we've still got a couple of projects to go. What's the time? Maybe we'll have room for one more project. Okay, we'll do the little cauldron one because this is cute. So this is just, you know, one of those little plastic cauldrons. You could also have put that on the book page if you wanted to, but I'm going to use it just as a separate little ornament. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to chuck in some book pages. Just to create our base inside, or you could probably even put some floral. Actually, you know what? I could put some floral foam in there, so I'm not using up all my book pages. Let's do that instead. So I'm just going to use up my scrappy bits. And this way, I've got more book pages for more other craft. Very messy. Okay. And then I'll just stick some of the book page to the top. So we've got our little base. So it looks like we've got a little spell, book page spell bubbling away inside our cauldron. Yes, Belinda, I will be in the shop. I will be in the shop very shortly. The girls are already in there. They've opened up, but I have to go to a solicitor's appointment this morning, so I'll be going in a little bit, and then I have to take off for a little while. But I'm there for the rest of the week, so yes, I will be there. Be there or be square. Okay, so we're probably going to just end up using the bottle brush trees and the similar sort of like little miniatures. So I really like these little orange trees. They're so stinking cute. They look like they've been a little bit worse, you know, sort of worse for wear. But if you soak them in hot water or run warm water over the top of them and then let them dry, it brings them back to life. I'm still yet to try it. Maybe over the weekend I'll get to have a go. So I'm just going to stick this one in. Glue it down. Make sure that's secure. Oh, how stinking cute does that look? Just with a little tree. So cute. So our options again are, we've got our little ghosty, because I've got 25,000 of them. You can put a little ghosty in there, which would look cute. These little pumpkin heads are going to be too big. What else have I got in my tricks? Or we can put put one of the little jack-o'-lanterns in it. We could really just do I think we should just go with the ghost and the little jack-o'-lantern with some like little bits of baby's breath. I think we'll just do that. Just keep it simple. I think I'm going to grubby this one up because we've got the book pages. So I'm just going to take my espresso wax from Fusion and I'm just going to go straight over the top of my ghosty. And I'll hold this up so you can see what he looks like. I probably should have stuck him down first and then did it because he's so tiny. This just takes away the starkness of the resin. And obviously it will need to dry properly. Because if you try and sort of play around with it too much while the wax is not dry, you're going to leave fingerprints. So I've just grubby that up. You may not be able to see it on the camera because of the bright lights, but I will share all these projects on my page a little later today. Okay, just touch him up. So cute. He does look cute all grubbied up because the wax is sitting in the low points of the cauldron. I don't know if that, it's blurry. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, maybe I should have weighted the cauldron down a little bit. I'm going to do the same with the pumpkin. Just give him a little bit of a zhuzh with some wax. I'm going to put him next to the little ghosty. So cute. And then we're going to just add some of the greenery, not greenery, the foliage behind, just little sprigs of it. We'll see what a bit of black looks like. So many wonders. There sure is, Margaret. There sure is. This might be a bit too big unless I cut it. No, blends in. So I'm going to just go to the coffee stained baby's breath. I'm just going to... Oh my gosh, there's so many glue gun strands everywhere. A little bit in there. This just kind of fills in the gaps a little bit. Okay, I just need to grab some more. So which one? Let me know in the comments, which one is your favorite so far? Is it the gouache, the book stack, or the cauldron? Obviously we haven't finished this one yet, but let me know. So sweet. If spooky jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts can be sweet. I think I just have a fixation with miniatures. I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem that I have. Just like little things. Okay, so where were some of those little... I'm just going to put a little one at the front there to break up the ghost and the jack-o'-lantern. And there we go. How cute is that? So simple. We could even, you could make like a little flag again with some ribbon, or you could stamp a little tag and just put like, I think I'm going to do the same as what I did in the gouache. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a banner to go down the tree. That looked cute when I just held that up. Yeah. It's a little bit close to the edge on the T at the end of the ribbon because I cut it off with the gouache one, but that's okay. We will make it work. How cute is that? Good morning, Brandon. I will see you in a minute. Can't wait to see you. So there's a little the cauldron. So I just added the trick or treat behind on the tree. So that just breaks up the tree a little bit. So he's super cute. So that's just a little plastic cauldron. And then, hang on. Oops. Oh, that wasn't smart. And then we made the book sack, which turned out really cute. I'm really happy with how that worked out. Yours is the book sack, Amanda. And then we have the little gouache, which I have to do some repairs on and I've just got to squash the tree down a little bit so that it fits properly in the gouache. But that's easily done. I'll do that off screen, but you get the idea. So let me know in the comments which one was your favorite this morning. I don't know which one is mine. I think, I'm not gonna make a decision because I like them all. They've got their own character. All of them have got their own different character. All right, guys, I need to jump off, but thank you so much for keeping me company today. And if you're coming along on Saturday, I look forward to seeing you at our spectacular market. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. And we're going to have lots of different things. There's going to be hidden gift vouchers. We'll all be sort of decked out for Halloween. And all the booth holders are getting involved. So it's something that we love doing. We love putting on these themed markets every once in a while. So yeah, just let me know which one was your favorite, and thank you so much for keeping me company, and I will see you next Wednesday for Waste Not Wednesday. Bye.